The following is a production of cprundown.com. The views and opinions expressed by the host of this podcast are those of the individual and not of any affiliated companies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rundown on Fun, a weekly podcast covering the Cedar Fair Entertainment Company, the amusement industry, and the business of fun. Here are your hosts, Karsten Anderson, Evan Schultz, and Kyle Hu.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Rundown on Fun, a weekly podcast where we cover Six Flags, Cedar Point, and everything to do with fun. And that's all I have. Let's get into it.
I'll say, yeah, this is going to be a short and sweet podcast because we're like right up against like the holidays. I'm very busy with work. I'm sure you guys are very busy with work. We said that we were going to record an episode and we were going to get our Six Flags Santa picks out and everything, and by gosh darn it, we're doing it like right at the skin of our teeth. But I'm not a little behind the curtain. It's been a crazy freaking day for me, and I apologize for some of my Six Flags picks because some of them will just kind of be like, yeah, cool, kid ride, okay, you know.
A little uninspired today, are we?
A little uninspired, a little more behind the curtain. I actually was able to see a really cool the power plant around in my city got demolished by explosives and stuff and everything, and I woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to film and to watch it, to say that I could say did something like that and checked it off my bucket list. Long story short, probably shouldn't have done that, but I was able to squeeze it in there. And but yeah, so without further ado, going right into some new updates. We've got a crazy new update from Cedar Point. They actually released a picture showing off Sirens Curse, and wow, was I blown away when I saw this picture. Literally the picture, you know, it showed part of like the actual lift mechanism.
Maybe the bottom
thing.
of the first drop. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's a weird angle.
Right. There was only one picture, but you literally can see the start of everything. You could see footers. You can see that there's really heavy, hardcore construction going on right now, and they're starting to put lift pieces, whatever you want to call it, into it and stuff. That would be where where it literally like inverts itself and drops off the track and everything. So I'm stoked by it.
I'm surprised because when they posted that, they're like, yeah, vertical construction started today, and then here's like the entire base of the first drop.
Yeah.
They are not messing around.
It's been radio silent with everything. And then a little update. We were at the I was at the Great Ohio Coaster Club party. Shout out to everyone that said hi. Really appreciate it. But unfortunately, Tony wasn't there. He wasn't able to make it, and so there was no new updates or anything of that. But we do have an update. They did actually, a few days ago, release the brand new 2025 calendar, operating calendar for Cedar Point. It is on their website. I'm so excited. Opening day is going to be May 3rd. Mark it down in your little calendar. If you bought a CP Rundown calendar, shout out to you guys. I know it was a little chaotic last week when the show was ending, and I was like, shout out to West Virginia. And I was like, people were like, what the hell does West Virginia have anything to do with it? I don't know. Some people are randomly listening to the podcast all around like whatever states and stuff and everything. But I've gotten like 4 or 5 different mailing addresses from West Virginia that have ordered the calendar. So really appreciate it. Everybody that's ordered the calendar. We've got some from California. We've got some from Florida. We've got from New York and Pennsylvania and Indiana, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch of states, but really, really appreciate the support. But make sure you mark down May 3rd is opening day for Cedar Point. So
Saturday, May 3rd.
And they're going into November, which is what, November 1st, right? Is the last
Saturday, November 1st. We're doing the same thing again, where it's closing day is a Saturday and they're open till midnight, and so it's November 1st is closing day. So, otherwise, I think the calendar is the exact same.
If they're able to like pick that through and make that happen, I have a feeling I'm going to actually make sure I request off and then be able to go from Cedar Point, and then as long as Kings Island is going to be open on that Sunday, get some extra rides on that Sunday on November 2nd.
Oh, that's such a tough Cedar Point till midnight, and then down to Kings Island on Sunday. We don't know when Kings Island's closing yet. They don't.
Yeah, there's not been a whole lot of
calendar for a little bit.
Yeah, so
like none.
I think Six Flags Magic Mountain released theirs, I think yesterday or the day before, something like that.
Cedar Point was like the first one.
Yeah, I was surprised, but yeah. So,
but when Winterfest ends and Holiday in the Park wraps up at the Six Flags parks,
and still radio silent on what events are coming for 2025. And I know I'm chomping at the bit. I think I'm going to be going to the No Coaster conference in. That's sponsored by Ace in Chicago, just because I'm like trying to get something.
It's some sort of news.
Yeah, but anyway, so that's pretty much all the news. Evan, I don't know if you wanted to add anything.
I got nothing.
Anything. I'm not exactly sure. But if that's it, let's go into
Cedar Flags Santa.
Yeah.
Are we doing the same order as last week? What was it? Me, Kyle, Karsten?
Yes.
That's the way we did it? All right. I'm going to kick it off, and I'm going to kick it off real boring. The guy ended with Knott's Berry Farm. Well, we need to explain what this is. Last week, we took away a ride from not every park.
Six Flags Grinch is what we called it.
This week, we give a ride to 10 parks of each of our choosings. Last week, I used AI to just tell me which parks I should do. This week, I put all the Six Flags and Cedar Fair park names into a spinner wheel online. Like at a carnival or something, you spin a wheel, and if it lands on a certain space, you win. Yeah, I just had 43 Cedar Fair and Six Flags parks on a wheel, and that's what picked 10 parks for me.
Oh, wow.
It was online. It was virtual.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. It did the job. It did the job.
Maybe we're going to be like, the Google's Gemini or something instead of ChatGPT.
No. I got 6 Cedar Fair parks and 4 Six Flags parks, so we didn't do too bad.
Okay.
So, anyways, I think I ended with Knott's Berry Farm last week, so this week I'm going to start with it. And, I said we're going to get rid of that flat ride, and I feel like I've said this a million times for a bunch of different parks, but they're getting a Zamperla Nebula Z, like what Carowinds got, and what Hershey Park has, the Jolly Rancher ride. Those are all over the place.
Okay. And like what Waldemar is getting.
Yes, that's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
Yes. They're popular. Seems like Cedar Fair likes Zamperla still, so let's go with it.
Let's go for it. Yeah, I like it. Kyle, what do you got?
My first park of the night is going to be Kings Island. We're starting out with Legacy Cedar Fair Park.
Okay.
And I'm going to give them a big ol' RMC.
Oh, is this the Vortex replacement?
Yep.
What kind of RMC? Like, we talking like a single rail?
No, not a single rail. Just a compact, regular hybrid.
Nice.
Okay.
I could get behind that big time.
That would be fun. I think so. You know what? Since you did Kings Island, I'll do my Kings Island pick as well. And I had no idea you were going to pick Kings Island, but I picked Kings Island. And I'm actually doing a brand new coaster, but it's not going to be like what you were talking about. And I'm not exactly sure what kind of coaster this would be, like maybe like a Maverick kind of style or whatever, but it's going to have 5 different launch areas, and it's also going to interact with a completely redone front entrance. It's been needing for a while, and it's going to be something like that, and it'll have like a bunch of different launches and different themed elements and stuff. So
I dig that, because we were talking about redoing that whole
Plaza
Action Zone area last week.
Right. So
yeah. There's good continuity there.
Yeah.
I like it. One could dream, right? This is definitely, we're getting
this
a little
is the dreamer episode.
Yeah. I'd be impressed if any of these ever happened, but actually, you know what? No, I'm going to go with one I'm fairly confident in happening.
Ooh, okay.
Fairly confident. Carowinds. Carowinds has already said they're going to get a record-breaking water ride in 2026.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that water ride is going to be a Mystic River Falls, Infinity Falls style rapids ride, because those
now
are fun.
Now, are you going to have it like the tallest and fastest, or is it just going to be kind of?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, because it's got to be record breaking. Yeah, tallest. We'll say tallest, and it's not going to go where Nighthawk was. Yeah. By the way, we forgot that little bit of breaking news. Nighthawk at Carowinds is closing. Goodbye. Hate that ride. I don't think any of us have that as our Grinch, but
I am kind of sad that the drop tower is also going to be closing too.
I'm more bummed about that than Nighthawk. Oh, that ride sucks. Anyways,
Kyle, what's your next pick?
All right, for my second pick of the night, I'm going with Frontier City. I'm going to give Frontier City a brand new attraction. Brand new.
Okay.
You say you're going to get a brand new what?
Attraction.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like a flat ride or soon to be late
Before Kyle says anything, didn't one of you say that park was closing?
That was me.
Okay.
That's why I was like, what are you
Kyle,
doing? So
what are they getting?
So that way when you decide to order that, I'm just going to take that and put it in Michigan's Adventure or something.
Yeah. To try to prevent them from closing, I'm giving them a really cool custom GCI coaster.
Wow.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. All right. We're really going for it, huh?
I could see that because like Great Escape just got a little Gravity Group roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, kind of the same. I mean, Gravity Group GCI.
Yeah, I don't want Gravity Group though. I'm mad at Gravity Group.
Oh.
Why are you mad at Gravity Group?
Because Mind Blower sucks.
I was gonna say to the viewers that are listening out there, be like, oh, by the way, we're starting a Patreon next year, and you have to hear. No, I'm just kidding. You have to hear what Kyle has to say why he hates.
I don't hate them. I don't hate them. I'm mad at them because Mind
You're mad
Blower
at
is
Well,
not.
shouldn't you be mad at Fun Spot for just completely neglecting that ride?
I'm not so mad at Fun Spot because I just rode White Lightning last week, and White Lightning runs like a dream, and that thing is like 8 years older. I don't think it's Fun Spot's fault. I don't think it's Gravity Group's fault either. Somewhere along the way, something happened.
It's Kissimmee's fault.
Yeah, honestly.
It's Bumper's fault. It's the cat's fault.
Yeah, right.
What the hell are my tax dollars even going for? I live in Kissimmee.
Definitely not taking care of that coaster.
Jeez. All right.
Making sure the road to get to the coaster is fine. But,
Yeah.
who needs it?
Right. Yeah. Jeez.
Man, we're off the wall today.
We're off the rails. Here we
All right,
go. I'm
Carson.
gonna get us back on the rails. My next pick is gonna be for Six Flags Magic Mountain, and they're actually going to get a really, really cool interactive, adversive entertainment show, like the first of its kind. Like it'll be like you'll be able to use your cell phones and you'll be able to like interact with it, and maybe like during the day you can do, it'll have like maybe like a little stage area or something to where you can do almost like park trivia with the new Six Flags app that like, you know, it'll be like completely chain wide and stuff or whatever, and you can get like really cool like bonus perks and things like that. So but like interactive.
That is ambitious for Six Flags.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Dreamers
Well,
dream,
what?
baby.
I like that, and you did this in Grinch too. You came up with a little different stuff, you know.
Yeah. Oh
not
yeah.
just new rides, not just new rides.
I try to get a little. I was like, all right, well, I've got an imagination, so let's put that to use.
Yeah.
And
Well, mine is more. If I had a Cedar Fair, you know, I'll do King's Dominion next. But if I threw King's Dominion and Planet Coaster, and I could build whatever I want next, that's what I'm gonna do.
No, I love it.
Although King's Dominion kind of influenced my pick here because today I think they posted an update on Rapterra.
Yeah.
It's testing what they do, and then they just kind of threw in at the end, hey, Flight of Fear's getting some new theming and some new paint, and here's a kind of weirdly cropped photo of it. So I'm still sticking with that, and Backlot Stunt Coaster are going to get complete rethemes, and I know they kind of mentioned that Flight of Fear it seems like Flight of Fear is going to stay Flight of Fear at least for this year, but I think eventually Flight of Fear is no longer Flight of Fear. It's some jungle alien ride, and Backlot gets a Jeep in the jungle off-road type experience.
And some fake palm trees. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think we've said that probably, I don't know if we said it on this episode, like the Cedar Fair Santa or whatever, but I think I've mentioned the Backlot retheme like a million times in the last year.
Damn.
So
You have to see. Sure.
that's what I'm going with.
Kyle, what is your your third pick? What is that?
So since Six Flags Great Adventure has been getting a lot of stuff taken away lately, I'm going to Six Flags Great Adventure.
Took stuff away.
Yeah. I'm going to Six Flags Great Adventure.
Okay.
And well, this is kind of a two-parter, right? We're gonna close El Toro.
Whoa.
But we're gonna close El Toro to extend its layout all the way through the King to Ka plot and take away the title of the longest wooden coaster from the Beast.
Wow.
Man, you had me in the first half, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's probably not as far-fetched as it is. Because think about just getting rid of the path to the drop tower. That probably opened up you could probably add 2,000 feet of track just because of that.
It's probably like the longest coaster ever.
Yeah.
I love it.
I like it. I'm all for it. And that ride kind of got rough and crappy anyway, so might as well redo it.
Yeah. So my next pick is going to be Six Flags over Texas, and they're going to add a huge kids area that's going to have like meet and greets and stuff, and it's actually going to be Snoopy, the very first Snoopy interaction with Six Flags. Yep.
All right.
So
you just came up with that on the fly, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry.
You threw in the Snoopy part to be a little different.
A little different, yeah. Evan, what is your fourth pick?
just moving on.
Yep.
You're done with it.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna stay in Texas. Because I did my homework beforehand.
Okay.
I was ready.
Sorry.
I'm gonna stay in Texas, and even though SeaWorld San Antonio has a GCI wooden coaster, Six Flags Fiesta Texas in San Antonio is going to get a Gravity Group wooden coaster, much like Bobcat. Is that what it's called? Bobcat up at Great Escape. Similar, kind of family thrill Gravity Group wooden coaster. Because off the top of my head, they don't have a wooden roller coaster anymore since they redid Rattler into Private Rattler. So I think it's good.
Nice.
Good mid-sized coaster.
Kyle, what's yours?
So I'm going. This is the one that you guys have been waiting a week for. This is my Cedar Point pick.
Oh, baby.
The Raptor replacement.
The Raptor replacement. Well, I think that Cedar Point has done an amazing job these past few years of adding family attractions.
I thought you were going to say restaurants. I was going to.
No. like
Okay.
rides that the whole family can enjoy. Obviously, Top Thrill 2 and Sirens Curse are not that. And I want them to kind of balance that back out. And I want it to be a ride that's going to be reliable. And, 10 years ago, everybody would have scoffed at me for this. But I want them to put in an Intamin.
Okay. No, Intamins have gotten better.
They've gotten better. I want them to put in a Hagrid's style Intamin motorbike multi-launch family coaster.
Ooh.
Okay. Huh.
See, this is why when people get pissed that a ride is closing, see King to Ka, you can't be pissed until you see what they're replacing with.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I honestly, obviously it's not, this isn't real life, so I can't actually say this, but I think if Cedar Point came up to me and said, "Hey, we're closing Raptor, but we're replacing it with Hagrid. Would you be cool with that?" Or something similar to Hagrid.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even think about it. I don't think.
I don't know. There's some Cedar Point fanboys that would definitely, I think, not agree with you. But I actually do.
I don't need them to.
I do like that though. I do like that. It's different. I like that. I don't think
Cedar Point doesn't have.
I think some of our friends would like.
There's I don't know. I don't ride Raptor very often because nobody ever wants to. So there's that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to find unique things to give Cedar Point, right? So I dig this.
Should I give my Cedar Point one? So I do have one.
I don't know. I was kind of thinking if I should give mine.
I'll give. Let's just all do the Cedar Point one. So all right. So for my fourth pick, because I'm trying to remember to keep track of how many picks I'm doing instead of getting it wrong. This is a big one. This is a really big one. It's not a new coaster, not a new coaster, not a new ride, not new anything.
It's gonna be Winterfest.
It is no. It is actually a redo and a remake of a certain coaster there. It's going to have new technology. It's going to get retracked in certain parts, and it's going to have.
Is it Top Thrill 3?
No, it's going to have.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
It's going to have a lot of retracking in it, and things like that. So, without further ado, the coaster is Magnum.
Ooh. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you going to change much about the ride itself, or is it just going to be kind of like a Hulk style redo? I
could actually see it like doing a little bit more, maybe a little bit longer, and maybe a little bit more elements and stuff, since you have that land over there that's not really being used per se. So you can possibly maybe throw in a few newer but like newer
helixes, overbanks, all that good
stuff like that wasn't like really thought of in 89. But it'll have new trains, and the trains will be like, so it'll still have part of its old track, so it won't be super smooth, but the trains will have some kind of new technology, almost like what down in SeaWorld. What's that coaster that has the, come on, Kyle.
I'm
what are you talking about?
Your coaster, your surf coaster.
Pipeline.
Yes, thank you. It'll have a train like that, so it'll like make sure that it's like a super smooth ride experience. But then you'll just have like there'll be longer, more tunnels, more interactive things throughout the tunnels, almost kind of like what we saw at Busch Gardens with
Loch Ness.
Yes. Yeah.
So is it going to be called Magnum XL2 200, or is it going to be Magnum XL 300, or is it going to be Magnum XL 202?
I don't know. I didn't think that far enough.
The Magnum XL 200.
Yeah. The. Right.
Oh man.
Yeah. So all right, with your fifth,
it keeps Magnum around. I like it.
Fifth pick. What's your Cedar Point pick?
So mine's definitely like surprisingly closer to Kyle's pick, I think, but I envisioned it more in the Frontier Town, replacing Mine Ride, replacing Thunder Canyon, replacing Snake River Falls. So I don't know if you guys have seen this ride. I only came across it a couple months ago, but it was new this year over in Europe at Drayton Manor theme park. It's an Intamin family coaster named Gold Rush.
Okay.
And this is the most convoluted ride outside of a Universal or Disney park. It's one station, you dispatch, and it might go up a lift hill, and then a switch track will happen, and you might just get released and go backwards through part of the course, or it might go over that lift hill and then do something else with a launch. I implore you to look this ride up. It is nuts. And I mean, it's a family coaster, but it's totally random, the sequence of which you traverse this ride. You might launch backwards, you might launch forwards, you don't know. And the switch tracks are all doing their thing, so you could do all this crazy crap. It is so cool. And it's an Intamin.
I like it.
So I want something like that. Or for those that haven't seen that before, it's probably mostly like think Fire Chaser Express at Dollywood. Something like that.
Okay. That's cool.
Fire Chaser Express on steroids, we'll say.
What's your pick for your fifth pick?
So my fifth pick goes hand in hand with some breaking news that I just learned. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, out of California's Great America.
Oh, I saw this like right before we recorded.
So California's Great America has canceled all of their seasonal events.
Yeah.
Next year they will be raw dogging it. No tricks and treats. No Winterfest, no food festivals, no haunt, no nothing. Just California's Great America.
We are open 10 to 4 every day.
Yep.
And
so did they? So this is like literally as we're recording. So
this is breaking news.
This is breaking news. Did they say that this is 100% official? Like, this is from the park saying that there's
Yes.
going to be none
Send
of these
an email
events?
out.
This was
pass
in an
holders.
email to pass holders.
Okay.
In 2025, we're focusing on what makes Great America truly special, our heart-pounding coasters, beloved family attractions, and kid-friendly experiences. While our seasonal events will not be part of the 2025 calendar, we're dedicating our resources to delivering an exceptional daily operation across more than 50 amazing rides and attractions.
Huh.
So, my
Well,
Cedar Fair
It just
Santa...
sounds like they're cutting Live E completely.
Yep, my Cedar Fair Santa is you can have back one event. You get Tricks and Trees Fall Festival back, and that's it.
Well, I mean, at least they get an event back, I guess, right?
Yep, they get one event back.
Their attendance will be slightly higher than they expected, so they're like, throw them a bone. We're closing.
But the
next
funny
year
part,
anyways.
the funny part about the Tricks and Treats Fall Festival that I'm giving them back is they're going to lose half the operating days because of the 49ers home games.
You're
Kyle's
right.
Always
No,
thinking.
the best thing, they'll announce this. They'll put out the schedule, and then the NFL will announce their schedule, and the
Right.
49ers will play like their home games in October.
Wah, wah, wah. How last week, though, for Six Flags Grinch, I was like, yeah, the park's closing. This will be like the final year. And well,
This might be it, man. This
Well-
might be it. Like real talk, and not to get stuck on this topic for long, but I feel like when this news first came out, what, a year ago, 2 years ago, that the park might be closing soon, I think we all agreed that we were like, please don't neuter the park before closing it. Let it go out in style.
yep.
And here we are. We're neutering it, and I don't like it.
Well,
I really don't like it. But we'll see.
maybe they're just gonna tone it down a little bit, but actually, maybe that's just like them seeing, hey, can this park survive without doing,
Don't count your
events?
chickens, man.
But I don't know. That's interesting. So
They've been
All right.
busy for Winterfest too. I was looking because I was curious, and things got 45-minute waits. I don't know how many trains they're running, but it's
just people are just standing in the line for the ride. It's not even open. That's why it says it's
Right.
40.
oh man. I'm sorry, y'all out there in California.
Well, Six Flags over Georgia. They're going to actually be getting two brand new ground up brand new restaurants, and then that's going to like kickstart the whole giant Six Flags redo of a lot of their restaurants and food locations and things like that. And this is just going
I
to
like that.
pioneer and just snowball
Give me
into
some good barbecue at Six Flags over Georgia.
Mhm.
I like it. I like that a lot.
So
That's kind of like I don't know. People would definitely like food, new restaurant. I want a new Giga Coaster, but that's such a
Right.
better addition to
Right.
the Six Flags parks.
I tried to think of things that like maybe it could be a possibility. So then when I look back at the thing and be like, oh, hey, by the way, yeah, I predicted I predicted that, or I predicted, Great America closing.
Oh man, I'm so
California.
sad. I'm glad I got there. Anyways,
Right? Yeah. Anyway, Evan, with your sixth pick, what do you got?
I'm gonna do, for the first time in history, we're gonna talk about La Ronde up in Montreal. Six Flags owned La Ronde. It's not even Six Flags La Ronde. They just call it La Ronde. I don't even know what that translates to. But so they have a big dueling wooden coaster that's old and crappy. It's called Le Monstre.
Okay.
I don't even know who built it, but it runs old like Morgan wooden coaster trains like Grizzly out at California's Great America.
Yep.
They're gonna have Gravity Group come in and redo it with their fancy new form of track that I can't think of the name of, which is really sad because I worked with them on my senior design project. The pre-cut engineered wooden coaster track. They're gonna redo all of it. It's gonna run like a dream, and that'll be like the first like good coaster edition, even though it's not like a new ride that they've gotten in God knows how many years. So,
Okay.
but that's a beautiful giant wooden coaster. If it ran well, that'd be a really, really good addition to the park.
I've been to Canada, but I've never been over in that area, so I'll have to.
Yeah, it's over in
Check it out.
Montreal. It's a beautiful area. It's like on an island, the park itself.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
they're kind of like the forgotten redheaded stepchild of the Six Flags chain, it seems.
Kyle, what's your sixth pick?
For my sixth pick, we are going to Schlitterbahn in New Braunfels, Texas.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I know it wasn't the New Braunfels Schlitterbahn. I know it was the one in Kansas City. But remember that water coaster that they had, and then they tore down because it killed somebody, and then the whole park closed?
Was it started with a Verschocken?
Verrückt. Yes.
Verrückt? Okay.
So for this pick, we are going to get a new version of Verrückt. But this time, instead of being built by the park's maintenance guy with a tool set from Harbor Freight, it's going to be built by Whitewater West. And not only is it going to be the tallest water slide, it is going to be the tallest thrill attraction at 600 feet.
Okay.
Yep.
600 feet.
Yep. 600 feet.
That's
a lot of stairs.
It's even a slide that's 200 feet.
Nope. Well, I mean, there was, but
no, I don't think that was even 200 feet.
No, I think it was like 150.
It was like 180 or 170.
Yeah. We're breaking records here. Breaking records.
Yeah, you're crushing records. I don't even.
You're breaking something.
Tallest thrill attraction ever.
just like he's building the longest coaster.
Yep.
You know what this reminds me of? There used to be an old Disney put it out. It was an old like No Limits style coaster builder, but it was so unrealistic. I used to play it all the time growing up. I don't even remember. It was like Ultimate Ride or something like that.
Yeah.
And my parents used to laugh at me because I would sit there and just build 600-foot coasters constantly. The G's would be like 30 G's.
So like every coaster that I make in Planet Coaster, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, like, be going like 200 miles an hour and then have like a 3-foot radius curve. All right.
Well, back to maybe a little more rounded, a little more realistic per se. Six Flags New England is going to get the very first S&S access coaster.
Ooh, I like that.
And they're just going to be, obviously it'll be like the very first one and stuff and everything, and they're just going to show it off, and if it does well, maybe it'll come to other parks in the chain.
I hope, because there's like a small one being built in like Abu Dhabi, but that doesn't like count for us.
Right.
I want to see. Those look so cool. Even just the little prototype they built looked cool. I really hope Six Flags, Cedar Fair, Cedar Flags, SeaWorld even, please, somebody get on that chain on that.
Right.
I like
Evan,
it.
what's your seventh pick?
Let's see. I'm trying to save like the better ones for last, but Cedar, I liked my Cedar Point one a lot. So
yeah, no.
all right, I'm gonna do Kings Island.
Okay.
And we're not replacing Vortex yet.
I didn't replace Vortex either, so
they already said in 2026 they're getting a family thrill attraction. Is that what is that the verbiage they used? We're gonna put
that could be a thrill, you just sit on a bench.
If you sit under Diamondback, right?
Right.
No, so we're gonna finally put something back in the crypt building.
Ooh, okay.
And it's gonna be, a crypt it used a lot of technology, it used a lot of special effects. I don't really know what flat ride. But maybe, something on the more thrilling side of the spectrum. And it's gonna go in the crypt building, it's gonna be themed. It's going to have all those crazy new special effects, fog, lights, strobes, all that good stuff.
Sweet.
We're going to finally kind of bring back the crypt, but maybe not with a Texas Twister.
I like it. Kyle, what's your seventh pick?
So my seventh pick is going to Carowinds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it going to be the world's tallest ride?
No.
It's going to be the world's largest air balloon or something.
No, we're done with the silly stuff.
Okay.
All right.
Kind of. Not so this week they announced that they were retiring a bunch of rides, Drop Tower, Nighthawk, and whatever their Enterprise was called. I don't remember.
Screamweaver.
If anybody thinks of Witch's Wheel, that's pretty much like that.
And I've seen a lot of people be happy, but I've also seen a lot of people be outraged. So what I am doing for Carowinds is I am going to Six Flags America, and I am stealing their Vekoma Flying Dutchman Batwing and giving it back to Carowinds because y'all don't know how to act when rides get taken out.
That's actually pretty good.
Y'all threw a fit, so we're just giving you the same crappy ride back.
Yep, y'all threw a fit, so this is what you get.
That's so much. That's so much wasting money. You have to like redo the footers and move all.
This is.
Oh my God.
You know what? This is what they wanted.
They could have got like a Top Thrill 2 coaster or something, but nope, they're gonna get an old flying coaster.
You get one that arguably was worse and ran less.
But at least Kyle went a little, didn't go crazy over the deep end to where he's like, we're going to dig up Firehawk.
Yeah.
We're gonna put Firehawk over there.
The best thing is too, the Batwing. It has the same color scheme, but because Six Flags never painted their rides, you're just putting the faded, rusty version of Nighthawk back where a very bright, beautiful coaster was.
Right. Jeez.
Like it's yellow, but it's like dirty. Does the dirt come included? Oh my God.
Oh man. This is nice. This is kind of a chill episode for us that we're just, having a good time. Just, I like this. This is our holiday.
Cry about your coaster getting torn down. Well, here, take it.
This is our holiday episode, so we're just kind of letting our hair hang out. Let our hair hang out. So
Kyle's drinking too much of the eggnog.
Yeah, the spiked egg where they're from the
I'm
corner.
having a lot of fun.
All right, Carson, bring us back to Earth, please.
I don't know. This is kind of all right. So you'll probably laugh again. So Six Flags Great America is going to finally be replacing the go-karts.
Oh, finally. With
yes.
What, new go-karts?
No. Yeah, that would be funny, right? That would be a Kyle.
I think Kyle just got an idea.
That would be, yeah. That would be Kyle be like, oh, no. They're actually going to be replacing the go-karts with a giant water-active, big water pad for families.
Okay, that sucks, but... Maybe because I'm throwing a fit for them, they're gonna send Batwing up to Great America too. Oh my God!
Yeah, right? Jeez.
I'm starting to feel a little bad because I went a little too serious with my picks.
No. I mean, some of mine are serious, and Kyle's is maybe serious or maybe not. You never know. So.
Six Flags corporate sitting there laughing right now, like, Kyle's got it.
Right? Yeah, Kyle's
they're laughing now, but
yeah, right. Oh yeah, it's all fun and games. Yeah.
All right. Well, since Kyle was a jerk and took away Batwing,
yeah, eighth pick, Evan.
Since Kyle was a jerk and took away their beautiful, amazing Flying Dutchman coaster that desperately needs a pressure wash. I'm going to go to Six Flags America and finally RMC their GCI coaster. It's called the Roar now. I know Six Flags hasn't really worked with RMC in a minute, or Cedar Fair hasn't. But we're bringing RMC back. We're going to RMC Roar, and it's going to be great.
You said it's called Roar, right?
Yeah.
Is it new name going to be called Roar?
It's there's like 4 R's at the beginning and the end of the word.
Roar.
Made by RMC.
Right. Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Kyle, what's your
Six Flags Discovery Kingdom already to their same exact ride, so we'll see.
What's your eighth pick, my friend?
My eighth pick is going to Michigan's Adventure.
Oh, God.
Okay.
And this is going to go to their Camp Snoopy section.
Okay.
And they are going to get a off-the-shelf SBF Visa spinning coaster.
I laugh, but that's pretty legit for them.
Yeah. I could see that.
I'll take it.
See that?
I think they would take it.
Oh yeah, right. I mean, all us coaster guys would be like, "Ooh, new credit, another credit, another credit." You know.
Hey, real talk, that would actually fit in that park very well.
I mean, right?
Very, very well.
Interesting.
All right, Kyle, congrats on coming back down to earth.
Thanks.
Welcome back.
Mine is actually Six Flags as a chain, and they are actually bringing back Mr. Six to Six Flags. All the parks, everything's going to be adapted to it. Even the Legacy Cedar Fair parks and things like that. It's going to be a huge like ad blitz, and you're going to see Mr. Six doing a bunch of weird TikTok, if it doesn't get banned, videos or
Instagram
YouTube
Reels.
shorts or whatever. But yeah, he's coming back, and he's coming back with like full steam. So
Coming back with a vengeance, steel vengeance.
Maybe. Evan,
All
what's
right, I dig that and can honestly see that happening. I'm gonna go Valley Fair, and I juggled between. I knew they were getting a new B&M, but I didn't know if I wanted it to be a launched wing coaster or a mid-size B&M dive coaster like Iron Menace, and I settled on the Iron Menace style coaster. I'm thinking, probably replace Excalibur. But maybe not necessarily. I mean, they seem like they kind of got some room back there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're gonna do a mid-size B&M dive coaster.
I like it.
That would be a huge hit at that park.
Kyle, what's your ninth pick?
So for my ninth pick, I'm gonna go to Six Flags Fiesta Texas, which is a park that I've not been to, but it's kind of up there on the bucket list of parks. You know, I'm always seeing really cool stuff coming out of there. And it seems like a park in a chain that has shown lately that it seems they don't care about some of their parks. It seems like a park that's getting a lot of love.
I agree.
So I'm going to repay that favor, and they're going to get a Intamin Blitz coaster very similar to Maverick. And it's actually going to dive off of the quarry wall.
Oh.
I love that.
That's cool.
That's kind of a little shout out to Falcon's Flight out in
just like that.
Saudi Arabia, but
like
not 600 feet. I like that. That'll be awesome.
No,
I
the
think
600
that's
feet
very realistic.
is reserved for our water slides.
I like it. Good stuff.
I think that's very realistic. Like that legitimately could be happening. Like they might actually already be planning that for real.
I just want this new mega chain to start working with Intamin again. I'm tired of acting like their stuff wasn't hot, and that we're better off without them.
Hopefully,
I think though, a lot of what Intamin could do for them, Vekoma could do similar.
Yeah,
and there's a solid chance that they're still like Intamin. We're gonna go with Vekoma.
Right. I mean, I guess it depends how Sirens Curse, how everything goes with that. So
if that doesn't work, then God.
Well, we got Sirens Curse, but it doesn't want to tilt.
They'll just build a really, really cute little vertical drop, and that'll be it.
We're joking, but Intamin did that years ago with Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. I mean, it's not a vertical tilt track, but it's still a tilt track.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a ride that runs.
And that ride is awesome.
And it's also a ride that runs day in and day out every single day of the year with very little downtime.
Does it ever break down?
Not very often.
It's never broken down when I've been there, and I've been there like 5 times.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid attraction.
I love that ride.
Anyways.
All right.
So with my ninth pick, I'm going with Michigan's Adventure. And they are actually going to be getting because I actually have been to this water park, but they're going to get a huge water park like upgrade with like new slides, cabanas, things like that. And it was always busy when I was over there. So like, why not? I think
that's what keeps that park in business is the water park.
Because it's like you're kind of like in the middle of nowhere and it's hot, and you're just like, oh my goodness, what can I do when it's hot, besides obviously, go to the park and ride coasters and stuff. Like their wave pool was just, oh my gosh, the waves were so stinking high. I thought I was going to drown a few times, but luckily there was lifeguards around, but they were really, because it was a tiny little wave pool and like there was like little tight corners. And so like the waves were really just riding crazy up and everything. So
that's awesome.
That's what I'm thinking. I can see that. Evan, what's your very last
one?
Pick? Yeah.
Well, I just said how I think Cedar Fair is going to stray away from Intamin in favor of Vekoma.
Yeah.
And Six Flags Great Adventure has already said that they will be building a record-breaking launching roller coaster in 2026.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to Great Adventure, and I'm going to have Vekoma come in, and they're going to build that record-breaking launch coaster.
Ooh.
And it's going to be, if you guys were paying attention to IAPA, that new park in Mexico that's getting a Vekoma launch coaster. It's called like Tukuni Beast. It's going to be similar to that, but it's going to be, I'm going to say, the world's longest launching coaster.
Okay.
I don't really know what that would end up being, but I'm going to say world's longest. It's not going to be tallest, not going to be the fastest necessarily.
Yeah.
But multi-launch, it's going to be a long ride. It's going to have a ton of inversions. Maybe not the most inversions, but it will do proper justice to King Ka.
I like that.
And it'll be green. It'll be green, and it won't have a drop tower on it.
See, what I was going to do is like just replace King Ka with like teacups and be like, here you go, you know.
I mean, honestly, it just feels like they're trolling that park at this point.
And the teacup's name will be like King Ka, you know.
King to Cups.
And the teacups wouldn't be like actual teacups; they would be like the Six Flags, the reusable cups.
It'd be the souvenir cups that they gave away in 2005.
It'll be just going around, and like, well, I don't have the different decals from each different year. The
centerpiece of the ride will just be a King to Ka Nano coaster. Oh my
That's
God.
put together, but it's like put together like all like wonky and stuff or whatever. Cause
they dropped it like 6 times.
Dear God. Oh my goodness.
All right, Kyle, give us your last one.
Yeah, what is it, buddy?
All right, so for my last one, we are going to Six Flags Magic Mountain.
Okay.
And I am going to give them something to compete with Disneyland and Universal right down the road.
Okay.
I am going to give them as close of a clone as we can get to Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind without getting sued.
Okay.
And we're going to theme it to Mr. Six, and we're going to call it Mr. Six's Cosmic Rewind.
Okay.
And it's going to be some really stupid story about how he's like on the quest to find the best theme park food or something. And ends up at like all of the different parks throughout the chain. So not only is there brand awareness in there from Mr. Six, there's continuity because we're going to visit other parks in the chain.
I actually, I'm
on board. That. Do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And hey, they're working with Vekoma, so it works.
Exactly.
I mean, you're like, well, I love it. I love it. So my last one is going to be for Knott's Berry Farm, and they are finally going to be getting there, and they're going to be the very first park in California to get a Giga Coaster. They're going to be the one. Yep.
At this point, I wish they just get a Giga so we could stop talking about it every 2 years.
Every 2 years? I thought it was like every year,
Just give the park a Giga. Hell, a hyper coaster at this point. Just give them the B&M airtime machine that everybody's been claiming they're going to get forever.
Yeah. But
I like it. Let's do it.
I really, really hope that you guys decided, or that you guys like this part of, I guess, our holiday episode. We'll just call it. We don't have any cool bells or whistles or anything, and the news has been real slow, and we've been just kind of pulling at stuff to put it together. We will, a little disclaimer, we will actually be going on a break for a little bit. We won't be recording probably until obviously the new year. I don't have a calendar
until mid-January.
I would assume something like that, unless we get some.
There's crazy super big breaking news, like they're tearing down Millennium. Then maybe we'll hop on.
Yeah, so we will. We'll definitely be back and things like that. But also, I was gonna say, I didn't talk to you guys about this. I was like, if you guys want to play along with us with the Six Flags Grinch or the Six Flags Santa, feel free, when we post this episode, at least on our Facebook page, feel free to sound off on what you guys would add or subtract from whatever parks that you want to do.
That could fill some time next episode when we don't know what to talk about.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And then to also kill some time, a little quick little plug. we've got our friend Kenny that is going to be doing his roller coaster draft that he normally does every year. It's a fun. You guys have done it. It's fun. You guys.
I think we talked about it last year.
We did, yes. He is actually. I talked to him. He's actually opened it up. He's like, hey, yeah, tell the listeners to go to the Facebook group page and get kind of like signed up. It's not really signing up. It's just literally joining a group and then say, hey, I want to play. And then there's a bunch of rules that he goes through, and it's really easy. You
in a nutshell,
kind of coaster that someone didn't pick, kind of thing. So.
Yeah, in a nutshell, it's there's 30 of you playing, and you just go, whoever he randomly picks who selects who has the number one pick, and you just go from there.
Yep.
You pick 10. You go through the list. You pick 10 coasters in your park, and then the group votes on who has the best park, and then he kind of does it like a March Madness style tournament,
Yep.
So me and Karsten will go up against each other, and the rest of the group will say, oh, I like Evan's park better, or oh, I like Karsten's park better.
Right.
Whoever gets
like Evan's park is all full of Vekomas. Like, I don't know. And then
it probably will be this year. But yeah, you just go through one by one, picking coasters that you like, and it's kind of funny by the end of it. I think he does 10 rounds, right?
Something
if there's 30
like that.
people in the group, you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel by the end of it. Looking for coasters to put in your park. So definitely, it's a lot of fun, and it kills the off season.
Well, yeah, it'll kill at least a good part of your January, and it's fun because I've actually met some people, not like in person, but like online and stuff, and chatted with people. I'm like, hey, that was a really cool pick, or that was a cool, park that you had and stuff and everything. Totally could not vote against it because it was pretty fire, But anyway,
it's super dorky, but it's a lot of fun.
Right. If you want to join in on the fun, because I know Evan's going to do it, Kyle, I believe you're going to do it. I'm going to do it, obviously. You can come and join us. It's search this on Facebook for the group page. It's called 2025 Roller Coaster Draft. So 2025 Roller Coaster Draft. And tell us, or tell when you sign up, whatever. Tell Kenny.
CP Rundown sent you.
Yeah. So that's my disclaimer. If you do want to order calendars, feel free to do so. They're going to be for sale for quite a bit longer, because they're just printed on demand. Doesn't really affect us a whole lot.
Just skin off the buyer's nose for not getting it till the end of January.
Right. Yeah. We've got calendars that are still trying to get shipped before Christmas and stuff, and UPS is taking their time. Let me tell you. But yeah, so we will be back next year in 2020, and we'll find something to talk about. So, but Kyle or Evan, you guys have anything to add?
No.
I agree that USPS is taking a while, and they're also doing some pretty silly things. I have some Christmas gifts I'm waiting on, and this item that I ordered was from Bonita Springs, Florida, which, if y'all are familiar, is like north of Naples. It's in between Naples and Fort Myers. So it really only has to travel about 150-ish miles to me. But instead, USPS thought that the perfect place to send this would be a distribution center in St. Paul, Minnesota. And
oh my goodness!
And then after that, it would go somewhere in New York, and now it's finally on its way to me.
And it's like Christmas is less than a week away.
Yeah.
To just, we're recording on a Thursday night right before the Christmas holiday season.
It's the 19th.
It's the 19th. Yeah.
That's 6 days to get here, guys.
Well,
really,
maybe we'll have a new episode. We'll have a new episode, like a 5-minute episode. Be like, well, Kyle, he didn't get his gift. He was late on Christmas.
Yeah.
Man, you would have been better off running up to the store yourself.
Well, I didn't order it from a merchant. It's an item from Etsy, if you all are familiar with Etsy. So it's like an independent thing. And
Etsy's awesome.
If I would have known that they were going to send it, and it's not the sender's fault. It's USPS. No. If I would have known that USPS was going to make it go to Minnesota and then New York before coming back to Florida, I might have just messaged the seller, the person who made my item, and been like, "Hey, can I just come get it?"
And be like, "Hey, you want to come over to Universal and we'll ride like Haggards together or something, and we'll just do like a little exchange in the parking lot or something."
Honestly.
Jeez. Oh well. Well, hopefully it gets there on time, Kyle.
We'll
Right.
see.
We're all going to wait for a 2025 update about the package and see. But no, it's in California now. We haven't gotten it yet.
We'll
It's
see.
just traveling around the United States,
Going north, going south, north, east, and west. All the extremes of the country.
Oh, it's in Canada.
Oh God.
Yeah, but
It's like tracking Santa.
on a real note, I've been pulling like 50+ hour weeks for the past month at work, and tomorrow is my last day before I get over a full 2 weeks of PTO off. So
That'll be nice.
unless something truly groundbreaking happens, you will not hear from me on this podcast until after the new year.
Yeah, we're not.
Yep.
Definitely.
No, we're done. We're done.
Everybody have a great New Year's and a really Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah, because I know that's literally on Christmas Day and everything.
Is it?
I believe I saw a sign in Target today, so unless it was lying, but I think let's wrap this bad boy up like a Christmas present and send it on its way.
All right. I don't have anything else this week. This was a fun episode, but I am ready for a break. That's all I have.
Yeah. Yeah, this is always a fun episode. These 2 episodes are like my 2 favorite of the year. But yeah, like Carson said, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, just whatever holiday you celebrate, enjoy it, enjoy time with family. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next year.
And make sure that you share this podcast with all of your friends and join us on that coaster draft. We'll talk to you guys next year.
All right. That's going to do it from us. Take it away, Justin.
Thank you for listening to the Rundown on Fun. Be sure to follow us on social media to stay up to date on all things Cedar Fair. As always, be kind to your ride operators, and we will see you on the Midway. Good night.